The night Emma Olivia stayed alone with her father began like any other quiet evening. But there was a strange pull in the air, a feeling that something unseen was moving toward her. She did not know then that this night would change how she looked at love, family, and trust forever. The house stood on a quiet street in a small town in Oregon. Tall pine trees surrounded it, and rain fell gently, tapping on the roof and windows like restless fingers. The power went out just after sunset. The lights flickered once, then the house sank into darkness. Emma sat on the couch, wrapped in a blanket, her phone glowing softly in her hands. Her mother, Rachel, was away in Seattle for work. This was not unusual. Rachel traveled often, and Emma had grown used to weekends without her. Normally, those nights felt relaxed, but tonight felt different. Emma was 22, home from college for a short break. She loved the house she grew up in, but that night it felt smaller, heavier. The silence between sounds felt too long. She could hear her father, Daniel, moving around in the kitchen. Drawers opened and closed. A chair scraped the floor. He seemed nervous, restless. Daniel was a good father. At least, that was how Emma had always seen him. He was calm, patient, and warm. He had been the kind of dad who attended school plays, helped with homework, and stayed up late talking when Emma felt lost. But that night, he barely spoke. He brought 2 mugs of tea into the living room and placed one in front of Emma. His smile appeared slow and faded fast. "Power might be out all night," he said. "Guess we're going old school." Emma smiled politely. "That's okay." They turned on a battery lamp and put on an old romantic movie. It was something Rachel usually loved. Emma noticed that choice immediately. It felt strange, almost forced. As the movie played, Emma watched her father more than the screen. He checked his phone again and again. Each time he tilted it away, as if protecting a secret. His fingers tapped the screen, then stopped. His jaw tightened. Emma felt a knot form in her stomach. Halfway through the movie, Daniel stood up. "I need some air," he said. "Storm's making the house feel stuffy." He stepped onto the back porch, closing the door behind him. Emma stayed on the couch, but the quiet felt too loud. Stood up and walked into the kitchen, thinking she would grab some water. Rain was blowing in through a cracked window near the sink. She reached out to close it. That was when she heard her father's voice. It was low, careful, not meant to be heard. "I told you, this isn't easy," Daniel said. "I can't. Just walk away." Emma froze. Her hand stayed on the window frame. Her heart started to beat faster. A pause followed. She could not hear the other voice, but she could feel it was there. "No, she doesn't know," Daniel said. "And I don't know how to tell her." Emma's breath caught in her chest. She felt cold even though the kitchen was warm. Another pause. "I care about you," he said softly, "but my family matters. I'm stuck." The word "stuck" echoed in Emma's mind. The call ended. The porch door opened. Daniel walked back inside, his face relaxed now, like a mask had been put back on. He did not see Emma standing there. She stepped back into the living room before. He noticed. "You okay?" he asked, sitting down. Emma nodded. Her mouth felt dry. She could not trust her voice. The movie ended, but neither of them mentioned it. They talked about simple things: groceries, the weather, Emma's classes. Every word felt fake, like walking on thin ice. Later, Emma went to her childhood bedroom. The walls were still painted light blue. Old photos sat on the shelf. A picture of her parents on their anniversary. They looked happy in it. Emma stared at that photo for a long time. She lay on the bed, staring at the ceiling. Sleep did not come. Her father's words repeated again and again in her mind. "I care. About you, she doesn't know. I'm stuck." Emma felt a mix of emotions that confused her. She was not angry yet. She felt sad, deeply sad. Her father, the man she trusted most, was hiding something that could break their family. She thought about her mother, Rachel's smile, the way she laughed loudly, the way she believed in loyalty more than anything. Emma felt a sharp pain in her chest. Morning came slowly. Gray light filled the room. Emma heard her father moving around downstairs, washed her face, looked at herself in the mirror, and barely recognized the person staring back. At breakfast, Daniel tried too hard to act normal. He made pancakes, joked about his poor flipping skills, and asked Emma about her plans after graduation. Emma answered politely. She smiled when expected, but inside everything felt wrong. Daniel's phone buzzed on the table. He reached for it quickly, but not fast enough. Emma saw the name on the screen. Laura. Her heart dropped. Daniel noticed her stare and turned the phone face down. "Work stuff," he said casually. Emma nodded. She took a bite of pancake, but it tasted like nothing. After breakfast, they decided to go grocery shopping. The rain had slowed, but the sky remained dark. Emma grabbed her jacket and followed her father to the car. As they drove, Emma stared out the window. She watched houses pass by. Families lived in those homes. People with secrets. People with lies. She wondered how many of them looked perfect from the outside. Her father hummed quietly, trying to fill the silence. Emma felt the weight of the truth sitting between them. She knew she could not stay quiet forever, and she knew this night was only the beginning of something that could never be undone. The car slowed near the edge of the road, tires crunching softly on wet gravel. Daniel turned off the engine, and the sudden silence felt heavy. The rain had stopped, but the sky still looked tired, like it was holding something back. Emma sat, still, her hands folded in her lap, her heart racing faster than the car ever had. "Dad," she said again, her voice steady but thin. "Are you happy?" Daniel stared through the windshield. For a moment, he did not answer. His face looked older than Emma remembered, lined with worry and regret. He let out a slow breath, as if he had been holding it for years. "I don't know," he said quietly. That answer hurt more than a lie would have. Emma turned toward him. "You sounded different last night." On the phone, Daniel's shoulders dropped. He knew there was no way out now. He rubbed his hands together, a habit he had when he was nervous. "You heard?" he said. It was not a question. Emma nodded. Daniel closed his eyes for a second, then opened them. "I never wanted you to carry this," he said. "You're my daughter. You're supposed to feel safe." Emma's voice softened. "I don't feel safe when things are hidden." The words hit him hard. He looked at her then, really looked at her, and saw not a little girl, but a woman, who understood more than he wished she did. "I made a mistake," Daniel said. "I got close to someone when I shouldn't have. Started small, talking, feeling understood. Then it went too far." Emma listened, her chest tight. She did not ask for details. She did not need them. "What about Mom?" she asked. Daniel swallowed. "Your mother is a good woman. She deserves honesty. I've just been afraid." "Afraid of what?" Ma asked. "Of breaking everything," he said. Emma looked down at her hands. "You already are." Just slowly, the drive home felt shorter but heavier. When they arrived, the house looked the same as always, calm and welcoming, like it knew nothing of the pain inside it. Emma wondered how many homes carried the same quiet sadness behind closed doors. That evening, Rachel came home earlier than expected. Her suitcase rolled across the floor as she entered, smiling, tired, and ready to rest. She hugged Emma first. Then Daniel, unaware that the ground beneath her feet was already cracking. Dinner was tense. Words were polite, careful. Emma barely ate. She watched her parents closely, noticing things she had never noticed before. The distance in their body language. The way Daniel avoided Rachel's eyes. The way Rachel kept trying to pull him back with small touches and smiles. After dinner, Daniel stood up. His hands shook slightly. "Rachel," he said, "we need to talk." Emma felt her stomach drop. She stood as well. "I'll go to my room," Emma said softly. Rachel looked confused. "Why? What's going on?" Emma met her mother's eyes. There was love there. Trust. It nearly broke her. "Just talk," Emma said, then walked away. From behind her bedroom door, Emma heard muffled voices. At first, they were calm. Then came silence. Then crying. Her mother's voice cracked in a way Emma had never heard before. Emma sat on the bed, hugging her knees, tears falling quietly. She did not want to hear more, but she could not escape it either. Every sound cut deep. Time passed slowly. The voices stopped, the house felt empty, even though everyone was still inside it. Later that night, Rachel knocked on Emma's door. Eyes were red, her face pale. "Can I come in?" she asked. Emma nodded. Rachel sat beside her on the bed. For a moment, neither spoke. Then Rachel reached for Emma's hand and held it tightly. "Thank you for being strong," Rachel said softly. "I know you didn't ask for this." Emma leaned into her mother. "I'm sorry," she whispered. Rachel shook her head. "This is not your fault. Not even a little." That night, Emma did not sleep much. Her thoughts moved fast, jumping. From memory to memory, childhood laughter, family trips. Moments she once believed were unbreakable. Morning came with a pale sun. The house felt different now, quieter, but also more honest. Over the next few days, conversations happened in pieces, sometimes calmly, sometimes painfully. Daniel moved through the house like a guest, careful and unsure. Rachel cried often, but she also asked questions, demanded answers, and set boundaries. Emma stayed close, but tried not to interfere. She realized that some problems belonged only to the people inside them. One afternoon, Daniel asked Emma to walk with him. They followed a path through the nearby park, leaves crunching under their feet. "I hurt you," he said. "I know that." Emma nodded. "You did." "I don't expect forgiveness," he said. "But I want to be better." Emma stopped walking. "Then be honest, even when it's hard." Daniel nodded slowly. "I will." Weeks passed. The house did not return to what it was, but it did not fall apart either. Rachel asked Daniel for space. Counseling was mentioned. Trust was fragile, but not gone. Emma prepared to return to college in California. Packing her bags felt strange, like leaving a story unfinished. On her last night, she stood in the doorway of her room, looking at the place where she had grown. Up, Daniel knocked softly. "Can I hug you?" he asked. Emma hesitated, then nodded. He held her tightly. "You're stronger than me," he said quietly. Emma pulled back and looked at him. "You don't have to be perfect," she said. "Just be real." The next morning, Rachel hugged Emma goodbye, holding on longer than usual. "Go live your life," Rachel said. "Don't let our mistakes shape your heart." Emma smiled through tears. "I won't." As the car pulled away, Emma looked back at the house one last time. She understood something she never had before. Love was not just about loyalty. It was about truth, courage, and facing pain instead of hiding from it. That night alone with her father did not destroy her family, but it changed it forever. And it changed her too.